Hello everyone, and welcome back to Cowboys and Cattle. In our last episode, Lou arrived in Montana and began her dangerous undercover operation, settling into an apartment with FBI agents and establishing her cover as businesswoman Louise Parker. She updated her team that she's safe and preparing for the mission. Meanwhile at Heartland, Nathan sensed Amy's emotional distance and became alarmed. He immediately shifted to love-bombing tactics, taking her on a romantic date, promising to travel less, talking about their future together. Amy was terrified but forced herself to play along, too afraid to let Nathan know she suspects him, worried he might harm Lindy. She pretended to enjoy the evening while desperately thinking about how to escape safely. Then came the devastating cliffhanger. Nathan casually mentioned he has a business trip to Montana next week. Same state where Lou is investigating undercover. Same region. The collision course was set. If you've been anxiously following this dangerous convergence, please hit that like button and subscribe. Today's episode shows that collision course becoming terrifyingly real. Nathan prepares to leave for his trip, and Amy finally has a chance to breathe without his constant surveillance. But what she doesn't know, what none of them know yet, is that Nathan lied about his destination. He's not going where he told Amy. And when Dex and the investigation team discover the truth, they'll realize something horrifying. There's no time to stop what's about to happen. Lou and Nathan are heading for the same location, and the window to prevent disaster is closing fast. This is episode 46. And the moment everyone has been dreading is about to become unavoidable reality. Heartland Ranch morning. Amy stood in the doorway watching Nathan pack his travel bag with practiced efficiency. He'd been at it for 20 minutes, carefully selecting clothes and organizing his belongings in a way that suggested this was a routine he'd performed many times.
I should be back by Friday at the latest. The meetings are scheduled for Wednesday and Thursday, but you never know if things will run over.
What exactly are these meetings about?
She tried to sound casually interested rather than suspicious. Nathan glanced up from his packing with his usual pleasant expression.
Just coordinating logistics between different facilities, operations management stuff. Pretty boring, honestly. Scheduling shipments, reviewing efficiency metrics, that sort of thing.
Vague. Always vague. Amy had started noticing how Nathan never gave concrete details about his work. No company names she could verify. No colleague names she could look up. No specifics that could be confirmed or disputed.
I wish I didn't have to go, especially after our conversation the other night about being more present, but this was scheduled weeks ago.
I understand. Work is work.
Nathan finished packing and zipped his bag closed. Then he turned to Amy with what she now recognized as his performance face. The mask of the caring boyfriend who wanted nothing more than to stay with the woman he loved.
Take care of yourself while I'm gone, and take care of our girl.
Yay!
Take care of our girl.
The possessive "our girl" referring to Lindy made Amy's skin crawl. Lindy wasn't there anything. She was Amy's daughter, and Nathan had no claim to her despite his attempts to position himself as a parental figure. They walked downstairs together. Lindy was in the living room watching cartoons before school, and Nathan made a show of saying goodbye to her.
Hey, kiddo. I'm heading out for a few days. You be good for your mom, okay?
He crouched down to Lindy's level and opened his arms for a hug. Amy watched her daughter's face carefully. Lindy hesitated for just a fraction of a second. A pause so brief, most people wouldn't notice, before stepping into Nathan's embrace.
I'll bring you back something special from Calgary. What do you want?
I don't need anything. Her voice was small, polite, but distant. Nathan either didn't notice or chose to ignore the lack of enthusiasm.
Well, I'll surprise you then. Be good. I love you.
The words made Amy feel physically ill. Nathan saying he loved Lindy when Lindy had revealed he looked at her with hatred when Amy wasn't watching. The performance was so convincing, so perfectly executed. If Amy didn't know better, she'd believe Nathan genuinely cared for her daughter. Nathan stood and kissed Amy goodbye. A kiss she had to force herself not to recoil from. Then he grabbed his bag and headed out to his SUV. Amy and Lindy stood at the window watching him drive away. The moment his vehicle disappeared down the driveway, Amy felt something release in her chest. Relief. Space. The absence of his constant surveillance. Are you okay, Mom?
Yeah, I'm okay. How about you? School ready?
If I didn't like him hugging me.
I know, sweetheart. I'm sorry.
When is Aunt Lou coming back? The question hit Amy like a punch. Lindy missed Lou, and Amy had driven Lou away, had chosen Nathan over her own sister, had let Nathan manipulate her into believing Lou was the problem.
I don't know, but I'm going to fix things. I promise.
First thing after Nathan left, that's what Amy had decided. First thing, she'd try calling Ashley and Caleb again. Try reaching out to anyone who could help her figure out how to safely extract herself and Lindy from this situation with Nathan. Dex sat in his parked vehicle with binoculars, maintaining his usual surveillance position. He'd watched Nathan's SUV pull out of Heartland's driveway and head down the road toward town. A trip. Nathan was leaving for a trip, which meant Amy and Lindy would be alone. That was good, less immediate danger to them. But it also raised questions. Where was Nathan going? What council business was he conducting? Dex waited until Nathan's vehicle was out of sight, then started his engine and drove toward Heartland. Hey, Amy. How are you doing?
Dex, I'm good, I suppose. How are you doing?
Never been better. I saw Nathan leaving, packing luggages. Where is he going?
Calgary. He said he has business meetings there. Work, stuff. He'll be back Friday.
Calgary. Dex stood with her, had a few random talks before moving away. Dex immediately called Ashley. Dex? What's wrong? Nathan just left Heartland. Amy says he's going to Calgary for business meetings. Should be gone until Friday. Calgary. Okay. That's relatively normal for him. Keep monitoring Amy and Lindy while he's gone. Make sure they stay safe. Will do. But Ashley, I might have to follow him. What if he's not going to Calgary? Following him will give us a real clue. Is that safe? Nathan knows counter-surveillance. If he spots you, I'll be careful. I just want to confirm his destination. Okay, but Dex, if you lose him or if he seems suspicious, back off immediately. Don't take risks. Understood. Dex hung up and accelerated, heading in the direction Nathan had gone. He was about 20 minutes behind, but Nathan would be taking the highway and Dex knew the route to Calgary. He should be able to catch up and follow from a safe distance. Dex had been driving for half an hour and should have caught sight of Nathan's SUV by now. The highway to Calgary was relatively straightforward. Not many turnoffs, not many places Nathan could have gone that would be off the main route. But there was no sign of Nathan's vehicle anywhere. Dex pushed his speed a bit higher, thinking maybe Nathan was driving faster than expected. But after another 15 minutes with no sighting, Dex started to worry. Had Nathan taken a different route, or had he never been heading to Calgary at all? Dex pulled over at a rest stop and called Ashley again. I lost him. I'd been driving toward Calgary for 45 minutes, and there's no sign of Nathan's vehicle anywhere. Could he have taken a different highway? Maybe. Or he could have lied about going to Calgary entirely. Ashley, I think we need help. Someone with resources to track him. Marcus, Lou's private investigator friend. He has access to things we don't. Traffic cameras. Tracking technology. Let me call him. Dex. Stay where you are for now. Let Marcus do his thing. If Nathan is lying about Calgary, we need to know where he's really going. The call ended, and Dex sat in the rest stop parking lot, staring at the highway and feeling increasingly uneasy. Nathan was up to something, and whatever it was, he'd lied to Amy about it. Marcus sat at his computer with multiple screens displaying various tracking and surveillance tools. Ashley had called him 90 minutes ago with an urgent request. Find Nathan Price. Figure out where he was really going. Caleb and Ashley sat in his office, watching as Marcus worked through his process. Okay, so Nathan left Heartland approximately 3 hours ago. Amy told Dex he was going to Calgary. Let me pull up traffic camera footage from the routes heading toward Calgary. His fingers flew across the keyboard, accessing systems that regular civilians wouldn't have permission to use. Within minutes, he had traffic camera feeds from multiple points along the Calgary route. Here. This is the main highway exit from Hudson heading toward Calgary. Timestamp from this morning, right when Nathan would have been passing through. They watched the footage. Multiple vehicles passed the camera, but Nathan's distinctive SUV wasn't among them.
He didn't take the Calgary route at all.
Apparently not. Let me check other routes out of Hudson. See if I can find where he actually went. More keyboard work. More camera feeds. Marcus pulled up footage from Highway 2 heading northwest toward Lethbridge. Wait. Here. He paused the footage and pointed at the screen. Nathan's SUV. Clear as day. Heading northwest on Highway 2. That's the wrong direction for Calgary. Calgary is northeast. Exactly. Nathan lied about his destination. He's heading northwest, which leads to... He pulled up a map and traced the route. Lethbridge. And from Lethbridge, the most logical continuation is toward the U.S. border crossing into Montana. The words hung in the air. Montana, where Lou was conducting her undercover operation.
Oh God, Nathan's going to Montana?
And he confirmed that for certain without accessing U.S. border crossing data, which is harder to get. But based on his route, that's the most logical destination. He checked the timestamp on the traffic camera footage. This was captured 3 hours ago. If Nathan's been driving for 3 hours toward the Montana border, he could be crossing into the U.S. right now. Another 3 or 4 hours of driving after that, he'd be in the Missoula region of Montana, same area where Lou was operating. Ashley's face had gone pale. Caleb looked like he might be sick. We need to warn Lou, right now. Who has contact with her? Who can reach her immediately?
Katie. Katie's been the main contact point for Lou's updates.
Ashley was already dialing Katie's number with shaking hands. New York, Katie's apartment. Katie was working on her laptop when her phone rang. She saw Ashley's name and answered immediately, sensing from the urgent timing that something was wrong. Ashley? What happened? Nathan lied about going to Calgary. He's heading to Montana. Katie. He's going to the same region where your mom is working undercover. Katie felt her blood turn to ice. What? No. Are you sure? Marcus tracked him on traffic cameras. Nathan's vehicle was spotted heading northwest toward the Montana border 3 hours ago. If he's still driving, he could be in Montana right now, maybe even near Elkridge where Lou is based. Oh my God. Does Nathan know Lou is there? Could he have figured out she's investigating? We don't know. It could be a terrible coincidence. Nathan going to Montana on council business, not knowing Lou is there. Or it could mean the council discovered the FBI investigation somehow. I need to call my mom, right now. Katie, even if you warn her, what can she do? She's already committed to visiting the council ranch. If she suddenly backs out, it'll look suspicious. The council will know something's wrong. So what? We just let her walk into danger? Let her potentially cross paths with Nathan while she's undercover? Katie's voice was rising with panic. Peter appeared from the other room, concerned by her tone. I don't know what we do, but Lou needs to know Nathan is heading her direction. Maybe the FBI can adjust the plan, extract her before Nathan arrives. Something. I'm calling her now. I'll call you back. She hung up and immediately dialed Lou's number. It rang, and went to voicemail. Lou wasn't answering. Katie tried again. Voicemail again. And again. Still voicemail. What's going on? What's wrong? Nathan's going to Montana, to the same place Mom is working undercover. And she's not answering her phone. Peter's face showed the same horror Katie felt. They both knew what this meant. Lou was walking into a situation that had just become exponentially more dangerous, and they had no way to warn her. Elkridge, Montana, Lou's apartment. Lou's phone sat on the kitchen counter, buzzing repeatedly with incoming calls from Katie. But Lou wasn't there to answer. She was standing in the bathroom, carefully checking her appearance one final time before the day's mission. Louise Parker stared back at her from the mirror. Professional business suit, hairstyled differently from Lou Fleming's usual look, makeup that subtly altered her features. She looked like a corporate investor from Seattle, not a ranch manager's sister from Alberta. Agent Walsh knocked on the bathroom door. "Lou, we need to leave in 5 minutes. Are you ready?"
Yes, just doing final checks.
She took a deep breath, steadying her nerves. They were driving to Silver Creek Ranch, the council property. Louise Parker would tour the facility, ask questions about investment potential, and gather intelligence about council operations. Everything depended on her maintaining the cover. One slip, one moment of recognition, one word that seemed wrong, and the entire operation could collapse. Lou emerged from the bathroom and found Agent Walsh and Agent Chin waiting in the living room. Both were dressed professionally, playing their roles as her business advisors. "Remember, you're confident but not arrogant, interested but not desperate. You're evaluating multiple properties, so Silver Creek is just one option among several."
I've got it. I'm ready.
The ranch manager, Robert Hayes, is expecting us at 11. That gives us 45 minutes to drive there. We'll tour the facility, ask appropriate questions, observe everything carefully. You're wired, so we'll have agents monitoring from a distance. At any sign of trouble, we extract immediately.
Understood.
They headed out to their rental vehicle, an upscale SUV appropriate for successful business investors. As they drove out of Elkridge toward Silver Creek Ranch, Lou's abandoned phone continued buzzing on the kitchen counter with increasingly frantic calls from Katie. But Lou didn't know, had no idea that Nathan Price was, at that very moment, driving on Highway 2 in Montana, heading toward the same destination. Had no idea that her daughter was desperately trying to warn her. Had no idea that the collision everyone had feared was no longer a possibility, but an approaching certainty. Nathan drove with one hand on the wheel, the other scrolling through messages on his phone. He'd been driving for hours, and was now deep into Montana, approaching the region where Silver Creek Ranch was located. The council had summoned him urgently. There were issues with a shipment that required his direct attention, complications that couldn't be handled remotely. Nathan had responsibilities to the organization beyond just maintaining his cover life with Amy. When the council called, he came. Nathan checked his GPS. Another 45 minutes to Silver Creek. He'd meet with Robert Hayes, resolve the shipment issues, ensure everything was operating smoothly, then drive back to Alberta by Friday as promised. Simple, routine, under control. What Nathan didn't know was that while he was driving toward Silver Creek Ranch, Lou Fleming was also driving toward Silver Creek Ranch, that the sister of his girlfriend was working undercover with the FBI, that multiple investigations were converging on the council from different directions, that his carefully controlled world was about to collide catastrophically with forces he didn't even know existed. Ashley and Caleb's property. Ashley paced their living room with her phone pressed to her ear, trying Katie's number again. "Any word from your mom?" "Nothing. She's not answering." "Katie, I'm so scared. What if Nathan gets to the ranch before Lou leaves? What if they run into each other? I've been trying to think through scenarios. Best case, they never cross paths. Lou finishes her tour and leaves before Nathan arrives. Worst case." She couldn't finish the sentence. Worst case was too terrible to articulate.
Has Marcus been able to track Nathan any further?
He's trying. But once Nathan crossed into the U.S., tracking becomes harder. Marcus doesn't have the same access to American traffic systems.
What about the FBI? Can't they track Nathan through their systems?
Katie's trying to contact Lou's FBI handlers, but it's complicated. They're undercover agents with their own operational security. You can't just call them directly. They were helpless. Could do nothing but wait and hope. Hope that Lou and Nathan's paths wouldn't cross. Hope that if they did cross, Nathan wouldn't recognize Lou through her disguise. Hope that the FBI could protect Lou if the worst happened. But hope felt like a fragile thing when balanced against the council's reputation for violence toward people who threatened their operations. Silver Creek Ranch, Montana. Lou sat in the back seat of the SUV as Agent Walsh drove up a long gravel driveway toward a sprawling ranch complex. Buildings dotted the property: main house, barns, storage facilities, workers' housing. It looked like a legitimate working ranch, exactly as the council would want. Remember, we're just investors. Friendly, professional, unremarkable.
I know. I'm ready.
But her hands were shaking slightly. This was real now. She was about to walk onto council property, smile at council members, pretend to be someone she wasn't while gathering evidence that could destroy them. Agent Walsh parked near the main office building. A man emerged. Late 50s, weathered face, cold eyes that assessed them carefully. Robert Hayes, the ranch manager and suspected council member. Miss Parker? Welcome to Silver Creek Ranch. I'm Robert Hayes. Lowe stepped out of the vehicle and shook his hand, channeling every ounce of confidence and professionalism she could muster.
Mr. Hayes. Thank you for taking the time to show us around. This is Derek Walsh and Sarah Chen, my advisors.
Of course. I understand you're looking at ranching properties in the region as potential investments.
That's right. My company is interested in diversifying into agricultural operations, and Montana seems like an excellent opportunity.
Well, let me show you what we have here. I think you'll be impressed. They began walking toward the barns, Hayes launching into a description of the ranch's operations. Lou listened carefully, observing everything, looking for anything that seemed wrong, anything that suggested this was more than just a ranch. And 45 minutes away, Nathan Price was still driving toward this exact location, completely unaware that his girlfriend's sister was standing on council property pretending to be an investor. The collision was no longer coming. It was here. Lou, walking across Silver Creek Ranch with Robert Hayes, her face showing professional interest, while her concealed wire recorded everything for the FBI agents monitoring nearby. Her phone, left behind in the Elkridge apartment, continued to buzz with unanswered calls from Katie's warnings that would never be received. Nathan's SUV driving closer and closer to Silver Creek Ranch, his GPS showing he was now only 20 minutes away from arrival, the ranch entrance growing larger in his windshield. Katie in New York with Peter, frantically trying to reach Lou, tears streaming down her face as call after call went to voicemail. She knew what was about to happen and was completely powerless to stop it. Ashley and Caleb and Hudson holding each other, waiting for news that terrified them. Marcus still at his computer trying to track Nathan's exact location, but unable to pinpoint where he was with enough precision to warn Lou's FBI team in time. And somewhere on that Montana ranch, Lou Fleming and Nathan Price were about to be in the same place at the same time. Lou working undercover to expose the council. Nathan arriving to conduct council business, the sister-in-law and the boyfriend, the investigator and the criminal. Two people connected through Amy, but on opposite sides of a war neither knew they were both fighting. The question wasn't if they would meet anymore. The question was what would happen when they did. Would Nathan recognize Lou despite her disguise? Would Lou see Nathan and blow her cover in shock? Would the FBI be able to extract Lou before Nathan realized who she was? Or would this collision destroy both sisters? Lou because Nathan discovered her investigation. Amy because Nathan realized her family was working against him. The countdown had reached 0. The collision was happening right now, and no one could stop it. That concludes today's episode. Nathan left Heartland saying goodbye to Amy and Lindy, pretending to adore Lindy despite her knowing he hates her. Amy was partly relieved he was leaving, giving her space to finally contact help. Dex observed Nathan leaving and asked Amy where he was going. She said, "Calgary for work." Dex reported this to the team but decided to follow Nathan to confirm. He lost Nathan completely on the route. Worried, Dex contacted Marcus Chen, who used traffic cameras to track Nathan's actual route. The devastating discovery: Nathan didn't go to Calgary. He went northwest toward Montana border. Marcus traced him heading toward the same region where Lou is working undercover. The team frantically tried to warn Lou, but she wasn't answering her phone. She'd already left for Silver Creek Ranch. Katie, Ashley, Caleb, and Marcus were helpless to stop what was happening. The episode ended with Lou touring the council ranch with her FBI team, completely unaware Nathan is driving toward that exact location right now, only minutes away. The collision everyone feared is no longer coming. It's happening. Join us next time to see if Lou and Nathan meet and what happens if they do. If this episode left you terrified, please like and subscribe. Until next time, this is Cowboys and Cattle.